The retail giants we've relied on for decades are now crumbling before our eyes, and the outlook for 2025 is nothing short of catastrophic. Picture this: a retail battlefield where once thriving stores are reduced to ghostly shells of their former glory. The industry is facing a reckoning, and time is running out for many household names. The signs are everywhere. Retail bankruptcies are surging at an unprecedented rate, potentially marking 2025 as one of the most devastating years for the sector since the chaos of 2020. Iconic brands, those you've grown up with, shopped at, and trusted, are disappearing, unable to adapt to the sweeping changes in consumer behavior. And don't get us started on the malls that were once bustling hubs of activity. Foot traffic is plummeting faster than anyone could have imagined, leaving once busy shopping centers eerily empty. This is a survival of the fittest scenario that demands our attention. The traditional retail model is unraveling, and only the nimble and forward-thinking will make it out alive. Stick around as we count down 15 major big-box stores on the brink of collapse in 2025. You won't believe the names on this list, or how badly they've been hit by the unstoppable retail apocalypse. Grab your popcorn, this is going to be a wild ride. Amazon Fresh, the grocery arm of the e-commerce giant, is in deep trouble. Once pitched as the ultimate solution for modern grocery shopping, it's now struggling to live up to expectations. Consumers are not holding back when it comes to voicing their frustration. Complaints are flooding in about inflated product prices, inconsistent quality, and a general lack of freshness. Imagine expecting premium produce and ending up with wilted greens and bruised fruits. That's the experience many shoppers are reporting. Amazon's original goal was to revolutionize the grocery industry, but instead, they've stumbled into a lukewarm reception. With competition from giants like Walmart and Kroger, they're finding it tough to stay relevant in the grocery space. To address the chaos, they've started downsizing their Amazon Fresh stores. Rather than going big with their fresh venture, they're retreating and focusing more on their upscale Whole Foods Market brand. It's a strategic pivot, but does it signal failure? Some would say yes, considering how ambitious the Amazon Fresh project started. The idea of automation and cashierless checkouts was innovative, but it didn't translate into a loyal customer base. This downfall raises bigger questions. When a powerhouse like Amazon can fumble so hard, what does that mean for smaller players in retail? For now, shoppers choosing convenience may not even notice the disappearance of fresh stores as Amazon quietly shifts its focus elsewhere. Wave goodbye to Buybuy Baby, a chain that once had everything you could need for newborns and toddlers. After fighting an uphill battle for survival, this beloved store is finally throwing in the towel. Its parent company, Bed Bath & Beyond, has been drowning in troubles for years, and Buybuy Baby couldn't escape unscathed. It's a bittersweet ending for a brand that had loyal fans, especially new parents who trusted it for quality baby products. Even though Buybuy Baby was considered one of Bed Bath & Beyond's most valuable assets, it wasn't enough to keep the company afloat. They desperately searched for a buyer who could rescue the brand, but no one stepped forward with a viable solution. Now, instead of holding on to hope, they've chosen to shut their doors and join Bed Bath & Beyond in a mutual descent into retail history. It's tragic to see a store that brought so much convenience to parents vanish. The shelves once packed with baby essentials, diapers, strollers, cribs, will soon sit empty. The impact on parents is real. Now they'll have to turn to big-name competitors like Target and Walmart for their needs. But the true heartbreak lies in what this shutdown represents. It shows just how ruthless the retail landscape has become, where even beloved specialty stores can't catch a break. The closure of Buybuy Baby serves as a cautionary tale. Without innovation or backup plan, even niche markets can collapse under larger corporate pressures. Say goodbye, not just to a store, but to an era where customer devotion alone couldn't save the day. 3. Journeys, a stumble for sneaker lovers. Everywhere. Journeys, the mall favorite known for its trendy sneakers and iconic storefronts, is hitting a massive speed bump. Once a go-to for sneakerheads and casual shoppers alike, it now finds itself in financial quicksand. The company is taking drastic measures to prevent its complete collapse, and that includes shutting down stores. For fans of the brand, it feels like seeing your favorite running track get washed away overnight. The issue isn't about the quality of their shoes. It's about stiff competition and dwindling mall foot traffic. Malls are no longer the bustling hubs they once were, and that's hitting stores like Journeys hard. Online shopping has changed the game, and while Journeys has a web presence, it wasn't enough to keep the physical stores alive and well. When you combine fewer mall-goers with rising retail costs, it's a recipe for disaster. The company's leadership insists this restructuring will lead to a stronger, leaner version of Journeys. They're betting on fewer stores with better operations as a way to survive. But will it work? That's the big question. For now, many longtime customers are left feeling nostalgic for the days when choosing a new pair of sneakers was part of the weekend ritual. Walking past empty storefronts where Journeys used to be is a sobering reality. It's a reminder that even brands with a loyal fan base aren't immune to retail's unforgiving tide. For sneaker lovers, the hope is that Journeys really can bounce back and find new footing, but the road ahead is anything but certain. 4. Shoe City, the final step into retirement. Another iconic retailer bids us farewell. Shoe City, the nearly three-quarters of a century-old store known for affordable, stylish footwear, has reached the end of its line. After 74 years of business, the store is closing its doors for good, leaving shoppers wondering what went wrong. Shoe City carved out a name for itself by offering kicks from top-tier brands like Nike, Puma, and Converse, all at competitive prices. But even that wasn't enough to keep it afloat. The company simply couldn't find an investor willing to take on the challenge of saving it. The lure of long-standing history and loyal customer bases wasn't enough to rescue them in a retail world dominated by giants and online platforms. It's a somber moment for customers who relied on Shoe City to find trending footwear without breaking the bank. This isn't just a closing, it's the end of an era. The retail industry is becoming increasingly cold to legacy brands, especially smaller ones that can't compete with e-commerce powerhouses like Amazon or large-scale chains like Foot Locker. What's even sadder is that Shoe City's demise reflects a larger trend. Classic retailers with decades of history are being outpaced by flashier, more efficient competitors who excel in cost-cutting and convenience. Shoe City didn't falter because it lacked quality or popularity. It just couldn't keep up with a world where speed and scale win every time. This graceful retirement is a poignant reminder of how fleeting success can be, even for beloved brands that seem to have it all. 5. Big Lots, from bargain haven to bankrupt hopes. Here's a new twist in the Big Lots saga, and it isn't good news. Known for its bargain prices and treasure hunt shopping experience, Big Lots is teetering on the edge of disaster. The retailer is downsizing stores left and right in an attempt to cut losses, but things don't look promising. What was once a destination for deep discounts now feels like it's fighting for survival in a world that's moved on to online deals and smarter shopping options. The company's challenges go beyond competition alone. Retail theft is becoming a massive concern and has taken a significant bite out of their profits. It's reached a point where operating stores in urban areas has become more of a financial liability than anything else. To combat the tide, Big Lots is restructuring their footprint by shifting stores away from city centers and focusing more on rural areas where theft is less rampant and costs are lower. But it's a risky play. Moving to quiet, less populated areas might save them some cash in the short term, but it could also alienate their existing customer base. After all, rural shoppers don't exactly have the same buying power or access that city dwellers do. Many customers are already looking elsewhere for their bargain hunting fix, as the shelves at Big Lots grow emptier by the day. Big Lots' decline is another sign of how unforgiving the retail landscape is becoming. Even a chain built on affordability is finding it near impossible to stay in the race. Whether they can weather this storm remains to be seen, but it's clear they're facing an uphill battle, and time isn't on their side. Target, a name synonymous with convenient shopping and trendy goods, is now grappling with a growing crisis. What was once a shopper's paradise has turned into what some are calling a shoplifter's playground. Losses due to theft have skyrocketed, with the company reporting a staggering $1 billion shortfall as organized retail crime continues to plague their stores. Picture this: a daring thief clad in head-to-toe camouflage sneaking out with cartloads of goods. It's not just a scene from a movie, it's happening in real life, and it's forcing Target to make drastic moves to survive. Faced with these challenges, Target is making a tough decision to close several stores, particularly in high-risk urban areas where shoplifting incidents are the most rampant. These closures are not just about cutting losses, they're about survival. The company is shifting its focus to places where the risk of theft is minimal, meaning small towns and suburban areas could see new, safer locations pop up. However, this strategy comes at a cost as loyal urban shoppers are left searching for alternatives. For many, the news is shocking. Target has always been a go-to spot for everything from groceries to chic home decor. The idea that even a retail titan like this could face such an existential threat is a stark reminder of how difficult the retail landscape has become. Will Target's calculated retreat help it emerge stronger in the future? For now, it's a game of survival, and one where the stakes couldn't be higher. Love may last forever, but unfortunately, David's Bridal couldn't survive the whirlwind that hit the wedding industry. Once a beacon for brides-to-be, this beloved retail chain has fallen victim to shifting trends, the pandemic, and a new era of smaller, simpler weddings. Remember the days of grand events with endless guest lists and lavish venues? Those glory days took a major hit as COVID-19 forced couples to postpone, reschedule, or downsize their celebrations. David's Bridal found itself caught in the eye of this storm, and the fallout has been devastating. With fewer weddings on the calendar and thrifty couples opting for budget-friendly attire, David's Bridal faced diminishing sales. The result? The wedding retail giant has had no choice but to shutter some of its stores. This isn't just another store closing, it's a heartbreaking moment for brides who dreamed of finding the dress at a place that's been a staple in the wedding industry for years. The emotional impact of this is palpable. For many, David's Bridal wasn't just a store, it was part of the fairy tale. But the struggles of David's Bridal also reveal a broader truth about the industry. Luxury and opulence are taking a back seat as practicality takes center stage. Fewer towering wedding cakes, smaller venues, and dresses bought online are the new normal. Despite efforts to pivot, David's Bridal couldn't adapt fast enough to this shift. The closures serve as a stark reminder that even industries built around life's happiest moments can't escape the harsh realities of modern retail. Once upon a time, Staples was the superhero of office supplies. Need sticky notes, pens, or printer paper? Staples had your back. But now, this iconic retailer is caught in a brutal tug-of-war with the shifting tides of remote work and digital transformation. Picture this: a bustling downtown office with employees eager for supplies is replaced by workers in yoga pants clicking away on laptops from home. This new normal has crushed the demand for traditional office supplies, leaving Staples with dimming lights in its once busy stores. The company has been scrambling to pivot, moving away from urban hubs and into smaller towns where a paper and pen lifestyle is still alive and well. It's as though Staples is betting on a return to a simpler time where not everything is digital, and stationary dreams still thrive. But can this strategy save the day? Nobody could have guessed how swift the rise of remote work would be. Schools, offices, and even entire industries moved online, leaving stores like Staples struggling to stay relevant. Despite years of strong branding and a loyal customer base, the company is now closing multiple locations to cut costs and adapt to the new landscape. Their small-town focus might work in their favor, but there's no denying it's a gamble. Staples is learning the hard way that even being a household name doesn't make you immune to change. For shoppers, these closures signal the end of an era when office supplies were essential gear. Can Staples rebrand itself for the modern world, or will it end up as another casualty of retail's ongoing evolution? Only time will tell. Bass Luxury pauses for reflection. Luxury retail is often seen as untouchable, a world of exclusivity that's immune to ordinary challenges. But even this elite corner of the market isn't safe from the seismic changes rocking retail. Bass, a name known for blending style with sophistication, is now stepping back from the spotlight. It's not about losing relevance, it's about consumers hitting the brakes on discretionary spending. With rising living costs and economic uncertainty, shoppers are prioritizing necessities over indulgences, and brands like Bass are feeling the pinch. The once busy stores that showcased premium apparel are now shutting their doors as part of a strategic retreat. Rather than risk sinking deeper into financial strain, Bass is opting for a tactical pause. This might sound like a storyline in which the hero disappears only to come back stronger, but for now, it's a somber farewell for loyal fans who look to Bass for top-tier fashion. The luxury market, as glittering as it seems, faces its own unique set of challenges. It thrives on aspiration and disposable income, two things that take a major hit during economic downturns. While Bass might re-emerge with a fresh focus and renewed vigor, its current closures are a sobering reminder of just how turbulent the retail seas have become. Even the glitzy runway isn't safe when shoppers tighten their belts. Bass's future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. This move is a bid to survive the present storm. Fans are left hoping for a triumphant comeback, But for now, luxury takes a back seat as the industry braces itself for what lies ahead. 10. Christmas tree shops. No holiday miracle this time. Don't be fooled by the name. Christmas tree shops was about much more than holiday decor. It was a treasure trove for home goods, kitchenware, and seasonal items. But as festive as its offerings were, the retailer has struggled to stay afloat. This beloved brand is now one of the latest casualties in the unforgiving world of retail. While some would expect Christmas magic to save the day, not even Santa could halt this disaster. For years, the store's name caused some confusion. Shoppers unfamiliar with it often believed it only sold Christmas trees and ornaments. This branding misstep didn't help as the company faced declining sales and an inability to compete with retail giants. Adding to the trouble is today's online shopping dominance, where similar products can often be found for less, delivered right to your door. Christmas Tree Shops is now wrapping up its business, leaving countless shoppers nostalgic for its quirky finds and budget-friendly goods. From decorative candles to beach-themed furniture, the store offered a unique mix that's hard to replicate. The closures leave a gap that no other retailer seems poised to fill. The fall of Christmas Tree Shops serves as a stark reminder that even beloved niche retailers are not immune to retail's harsh realities. Without innovation and a strong online presence, stores face an uphill battle in today's cutthroat market. Fans may find themselves reminiscing about its vibrant aisles, but it's clear this chapter is coming to an end. Just like the holidays themselves, fleeting and bittersweet. 11. IKEA. Downsizing the dream. IKEA, the colossal Swedish giant known for turning home design into an adventure of Allen wrenches and flat-packed furniture, is making a monumental shift. Those sprawling blue and yellow warehouses that many of us associate with endless furniture mazes and budget-friendly solutions are disappearing in select locations. That's right, some of the world's favorite IKEA stores are shutting their oversized doors for good. The reason? Changing consumer behavior and rising operational costs. IKEA isn't abandoning its loyal fan base, but rather rethinking its strategy. The plan? Downsizing. Instead of the massive warehouse-style stores, they're transitioning to smaller, city-friendly formats. Imagine instead of endless aisles of showrooms, you've got just a few well-curated pieces and quick access to popular products. It's efficient, but it lacks the magic of wandering through mini-fake apartments for design inspiration. This change signals a major shakeup. Consumers are favoring online shopping and delivery over in-person visits, and IKEA is responding to this trend. But not everyone's happy. For many, IKEA trips were a family event, a day of meatballs, impulse buys, and eventual frustration while assembling the new furniture. These closures take away more than just a store. They mark the end of an era of affordable home upgrades and cult classic products like the Billy bookcase. Yet the shift to smaller stores isn't just about cutting costs. It's a calculated move to stay competitive. Will these cozy, compact IKEA locations capture the same magic? Or is IKEA dismantling the unique charm that made it a household name? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Furniture shopping will never feel quite the same again. 12th on our list, Hardee's fast food hits pause. Hardee's, the iconic fast food chain known for its sizzling burgers and crispy fries, is hitting an unfortunate speed bump. With around 45 restaurant closures on the horizon, longtime fans of this fast food giant are feeling the sting. Once a formidable player in the fast food industry, Hardee's is now facing its biggest challenge, adapting to a shifting market where consumer tastes and habits are evolving faster than you can say combo meal. The changing fast food landscape isn't to blame alone. Inflation, rising ingredient costs, and increased competition have made it harder for Hardee's to stay afloat. Chains like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A are dominating, leaving brands like Hardee's struggling to keep up. Couple that with more people cooking at home or choosing healthier options, and it's clear why Hardee's is feeling the pressure. But don't count them out just yet. This isn't a final farewell, it's more of a strategic regrouping. By shutting down underperforming locations, Hardee's is hoping to reinvent itself for a modern audience. That means tweaking the menu, sharpening its branding, and maybe even bringing something entirely new to the table. Could more sustainable ingredients be in their future? Or maybe a push to emphasize value meals to win back the cost-conscious crowd? Hardee's closures are a wake-up call, not just for the brand, but for the entire fast food industry. If legendary names like this can falter, none are impervious. The question now is whether Hardee's can find its flavor again, or if these closures are the first act in a fast food downfall. 13th on our list, Corner Bakery. The smell of trouble for this cafe favorite. Corner Bakery, once a favorite among the office lunch crowd, is now battling a crisis it didn't see coming. The chain, best known for its fresh pastries, sandwiches, and coffee that seem to fuel office life, is shutting down multiple locations. The reason? The decline of the traditional office setup. Remote work and hybrid schedules have turned bustling office spaces into ghost towns, and with fewer office workers around to grab their daily dose of caffeine and carbs, Corner Bakery is feeling the pinch. Think about it. This once tranquil cafe atmosphere that fed off the corporate hustle and bustle now sits quieter than ever. With offices still struggling to lure employees back in full force, Corner Bakery's customer base has all but vanished. And it's not just the lack of office workers. Rising ingredient prices, along with fierce competition from more agile cafe chains, have thrown the brand into turmoil. But don't count them out just yet. Corner Bakery is taking a step back to rethink its approach. The closures are part of a plan to prioritize profitability and potentially re-enter the game stronger when, or if, offices refill to pre-pandemic levels. Until then, fans must bid farewell to their favorite lunch spot and that crave-worthy aroma of freshly baked bread. The fall of Corner Bakery is a stark reminder of how much the world has changed. The places that thrived on corporate culture now face an existential crisis. Will we see this beloved cafe rise again? Or will it fade into memory, like so many other brands lost to the tide of modern retail challenges? 14th on our list, Auntie Anne's twisting their way out of trouble. Auntie Anne's, the famed pretzel powerhouse that turned malls into must-visit snack destinations, is pulling back significantly. Known for their warm, buttery aroma wafting through crowded shopping centers, Auntie Anne's is closing a whopping 116 locations. That's right. Those beloved pretzel bites and cinnamon sugar twists are disappearing from many places you'd expect to find them. What's going wrong here? It boils down to inflation and foot traffic. Mall culture isn't what it used to be, and fewer shoppers mean fewer impulse buys. Add to that soaring costs for ingredients like flour and butter, and Auntie Anne's finds itself in a financial knot. While fans of those chewy, salty carb bombs may be heartbroken, the closures are part of a calculated retreat rather than a total surrender. The brand has plans to twist its way back into our hearts. By focusing on innovation, like portable kiosks or new menu flavors, Auntie Anne's hopes to adapt to modern snacking habits. But will it be enough? Closing 116 stores is a significant blow, and rebuilding consumer trust and brand presence won't be easy. For now, the iconic pretzel empire is shrinking, and with it goes a piece of nostalgia for anyone who remembers grabbing a pretzel during a mall trip. Can Auntie Anne's find its footing again and give us more reasons to indulge? Only time will tell. But if there's one thing Auntie Anne's understands, it's how to serve a comeback with a side of dipping sauce. 15th on our list, Boston Market comfort food crumbles. Boston Market, the longtime king of rotisserie chicken and home-style sides, is facing a tough challenge. Known for its hearty meals that feel like a hug on a plate, the chain is closing multiple locations across the nation. The culprit? Ingredient shortages and growing industry pressures. Comfort food has never felt so uncomfortable. Inflation and supply chain disruptions have hit Boston Market hard, making it difficult for them to keep serving those iconic mac and cheese bowls and roasted chickens. Rising costs for basic ingredients mean either eating into profits or raising prices. A lose-lose situation when you're trying to stay competitive with fast casual rivals. But it's not just the supply chain. Changing consumer habits also play a role. Fast casual dining has evolved, with more people opting for plant-based dishes or fresh, healthy alternatives. Boston Market's traditional menu struggles to appeal to these shifting preferences, despite its comforting, nostalgic flavors. Boston Market's closures are their way of regrouping. They're looking for a way to adapt to this brave new food world while trying to hold on to the customer base that still craves their signature offerings. Whether they can rebrand, modernize, or tweak their menu to meet today's tastes remains to be seen. For now, the closures serve as a stark reminder of just how challenging the food service industry has become. From ingredient shortages to evolving tastes, even brands built on comfort can find themselves pushed out of the kitchen entirely. Will Boston Market rise like a phoenix, or is this the final chapter for an American favorite?